Good morning, crew. We are at Raw Vlog number 11. Raw Vlogs are recorded live in front of a steering wheel on my way to getting my Friday morning coffee and delivered direct from camera to YouTube, unedited, raw. In today's Raw Vlog, we're going to be going through a couple of thank yous that I owe. We're going to be doing a little bit of channel news, and then we're going to be talking about grief and gratitude. Partly because I've got the busted arm. If you don't already know, check out the mistakes were made video and you'll find out a little bit more about that. Oh, and we'll also do an update on what's going on with the wrist. So getting into those thank yous, I thanked a bunch of people in Monday's video. There were definitely some people I missed and I feel really bad about that. So the first thank you goes to the ortho group at Loma Linda ER. You cats were able to do the procedure to get my lunate back into place so that I didn't have to wait for a couple of days and then have that done in surgery and possibly risk having a bunch of damage done to my carpal tunnel. So huge thanks to you cats. It's rad stuff. I obviously was like coming off of propofol when you cats were done, so I didn't really properly get to thank you. Next up is Katie. Katie, who you've seen in a couple of my videos. She's the one who got me from the first aid station back down to the house, or actually back down to urgent care. Well, first you drove me to Carl's Jr. First fast food I've had in a really long time, but got me to Carl's Jr. with some ibuprofen. And then got me down the mountain. Huge thanks to you. You also got the bike on the truck. You just did all that stuff. You took care of me. Huge thanks. And then next up is Kelly, my wife, you've just been totally taking care of me and helping me stay sane. So huge thanks to you. And then last but not least, thanks goes out to you, crew, because you've just been awesome. You've flooded my comments with hundreds of positive things to say, encouragement, condolences, all that kind of stuff. It just made me feel really good. It's helped me stay really positive. So thanks so much for the support. It's so rad. Sorry, I keep touching my nose because I feel like there's a boogie, but I don't think there's a boogie. Yeah, so there's that. Bit of channel news. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, so that's freaking rad. That just happened all of a sudden. I feel like we only recently hit 2,000, so we're fast on our way to 5,000, so that's just rad. The next video, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try to do a video on the Shock Whiz. I had a bunch of footage from getting my Santa Cruz tuned up when it was brand new and trying to get the suspension tuned up on that thing as quick as I could, and I used Shock Whizzes from the Path Bike Shop. Those guys really just kind of helped me out with those things, and it was a really good experience. I did a bunch of footage on it, but I never really put together the video. I never really had enough footage to make it happen, so I might be able to do something which is some voiceover or something like that, because I think that's valuable stuff. Depending on how much time I have, I might just put out a full pull, because quite honestly, if you're like me and you're benched right now, watching full pulls are kind of nice, because it's it's kind of like ASMR and visual. Is there such a thing as visual ASMR? But I can just kind of put myself on the trail and get my mind running through those movements, so that at least my neurons are still firing as if I'm riding. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's get into our subject matter, which is grief and gratitude. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of positive comments, and I've been trying to stay positive. And sorry, I don't remember your name. One of you cats made a comment about, don't neglect the grief aspect of all this, and that's a really strong thing to say, because it sounds negative, but if you're aware, or if you've dealt with any kind of grief process, like it's really important to be conscious of these things and let yourself walk through or move through like stages of grief. And grief usually is connected, well, it's always connected with some sort of loss. And for me, in this case, the loss is riding mountain bikes for a couple of months. Also just general, pain, management, all that kind of stuff kind of will work into your psychology, and it's easy to end up in a bad psychological place if you don't handle your grief. And I don't want to get into all the like details and whatnot of grief, because you can look all that stuff up, and I'm not like an expert on it. But I've had to be aware of those low moments and not necessarily fight them, be okay with them, but remind myself that this is one part of it, and I need to allow myself to feel that. I need to allow myself to feel sad that I can't necessarily be on the trails this weekend, and that there's a bunch of people that I'm not getting to see face to face because I'm not on the trails. There's a whole community of people that I don't get to see face to face because I'm not getting on the trail. That's the location, that's our co-location, the trails. The digital interaction is cool, but we all know that like meet space interaction is really important. So yeah, it's good to be aware of these things. I have no particular advice any better than any like legitimate therapist or internet resource will give you. So yeah, if you're benched like me, do look up grief and stages of grief, and techniques for walking through that. I will say this, one thing that has really helped me and continues to help me is staying grateful, having gratitude. I remember actually, like, we had gotten back from the surgery on Tuesday night, this last Tuesday night, and I was sitting on the couch and I was just thinking to myself how good of a life I have. My wrist is busted and I've got pain going on, and there's all these physical issues going on, but I'm surrounded by people that take care of me. I also have medical resources where I can go and get a surgery. I live in a time when when there's orthopedic surgeons around, and I'm not just like going to like Willie the witch doctor to like hit me with a hammer or something. I don't even know. I just was imagining like like Neanderthal days, like getting hit by a mastodon or something, and then my lunate is out of place and all I know is my fingers don't work, and then I just live like that for the next 5 years until I die of hunger, kicked out of the tribe. But yeah, just all that made me really grateful. This experience has just made me really thankful for the people in my life who have just kind of come to my support and helped me out, driven me places. I don't know, like just recently I went out to Tommy Huyn's Vietnamese restaurant in Yorba Linda, Monarch 9, and I met up with Kelly, and I went out there and we met up with Tony, the Outsider MTB, and his wife? Are you guys married? Girlfriend? Your lady? Heather? Sorry, I didn't know. But met up with you cats, and we had dinner and laughed and talked about Tony's trip to Whistler and just general mountain biking stuff and just general life stuff. And that day I'd actually been in a pretty low mood. I was feeling pretty down, and just that hour and a half or 2 hours of eating good food, amazing Vietnamese food, and hanging out with Tony and Heather and Kelly just really lifted my spirits. So that was really great. The other thing that I've do to kind of keep my spirits up is have a, I don't really have a term for it other than having an attitude of adventure. Maybe like a learning position. You know, I kind of put myself in a learning position. So right now I'm having to do a lot of stuff with my left hand. I'm right-handed, so there are things that I'm not used to doing with my left hand, and I'm having to like really learn to use this guy. And it's been pretty interesting. I won't go into all the things that I've had to learn to do with my left hand, but it's kind of like being a little kid again, because I'm like fumbling around. Katie and I recently went to lunch, and I was having to use chopsticks with my left hand. So, you know, I've been using chopsticks forever, so it was like learning to use chopsticks again. And we made it fun, and it is, I don't know, maybe that's just kind of the attitude I've taken for most of my life. I haven't always had the best resources in my life, and I've often been in what people might consider not the best situations, but I always look at it as learning experiences. I kind of look at it as training. The other thing that I was thinking is maybe a little bit morbid, but what if my hand gets chopped off at some point in my life? I'll have to do everything with my left hand, so this is kind of like training for that circumstance. Should that happen, I'll be more prepped for being one-handed. Shout out to No Front Brakes, by the way, for being so rad with it missing part of your appendages. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be days coming up where I'm not going to feel like looking at my life as an adventure, and I just want to have my hand back and be on the bike. That's going to happen. That's part of that grief process. But in general, just trying to use this as a way to learn more, expand my life, expand my realm of experience, and teach myself a little bit more about myself. I have had to slow down a lot, and I think that slowing down has made me go back to some more of my thoughtful patterns. Yeah, I don't know. Starting to ramble. In any case, that's what's going on. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Yeah. Hope you dug this. If you dug the video, hit the like button. If you didn't so much dig it, let me know in the comments why, and then hit the subscribe button and get more videos from MTB Allen. Oh, that was the thing I was going to say. I just rigged up Kelly's helmet with a chin mount, and she's going to be borrowing my Hero 7 Black, so we hopefully will be getting some more MTB Kelly videos. We'll see how that happens. I don't want to pressure her too much. I don't want to mess with her riding too much. I just want her to have fun riding. So if we can also get some cool videos out of it, that's cool too. All right. See y'all later.